Recently, India conducted an Operation Sindoor. What's your take on that?
So once that happened, it was very clear when they did the operation, they killed our fellows, killed our friends, killed our fellow Indians. Then it was clear to government of India that the revenge has to be taken, the justice has to be retributive, it has to be clear, it has to be timely.
Hello, sir. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thank you very
All
much,
right. So
Mokshita.
before we dig in, I would like you to tell me about your journey and what kind of things army person deal with.
Yeah, see, before I begin to talk to you specifically on this show or podcast, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for hosting me here.
It's a
And
pleasure
it's
to
a
have
wonderful
you.
setup, the nice place to be in.
Thank you
One
so
can see a
much.
lot of scenery around, greenery around. So it's a good place to be in and to talk heart to heart with you. And so coming on to your question, the journey in armed forces is, as they say in army, is a way of life. It's not a job. It's not a profession where you come for an office and then go back. Its system grooms you from the academic days till the time you stay in the forces. That you take the things head on. The system organize your thought process. It grooms your spiritual, intellectual, emotional, financial, physical fitness, and relational energies in such a fashion that you become a lethal, precise killing machine. That is how the system demand from you, because the armed forces per se, as we talk about the forces, they are the enforcer of national will. The boots on ground, they dictate how things will happen.
Yeah.
When the politicians, statesmen, they talk on the table of negotiation, it is they don't negotiate. It's the boots on ground. They dictate terms. How powerful boots on ground are. When I say boots on ground, it means the soldiers.
The soldiers.
The soldiers, because boots on ground is a term which is used to depict soldiers who move on ground and who make things happen. Ultimately, it is the flag when it is hoisted on enemy territory or on a territory where nation want to impose its will. And that will happen only if the people on ground, the soldier on ground are capable, strengthened, they know their job effectively, and they can make things happen in the most efficient fashion. So I come from that background, and I say with a lot of pride, humility, and some bit of arrogance also that you're from armed forces.
Arrogance, I feel like, is quite necessary in your field because you have to maintain that discipline, and obviously you have led two units as well. So one more thing, that discipline and the whole organization is in your DNA, right? But where does that idea came from? Like since your childhood, you have decided that I'm going to have this journey and kind of thing.
See, the always humans are shaped by the environment, the ambience. My elder brother, my cousin, he's from IIT New Delhi
Okay.
and IIT Kanpur. He did BTech from IIT Delhi, MTech from IIT Kanpur. He joined forces. He was in core of electrical mechanical engineering, Colonel Suresh Kohli. And my own brother was a fighter pilot.
Okay.
He was in Air Force for some time period, then he left for some reasons. So seeing my two brothers in the forces, donning them combat, and the soldiers, they create a lot of energy around them. So seeing them physically fit, involved, talking and talking nation first, it's also an amazing feeling. And when I was 21, 2 years of age. That time the ad used to come in a lot of media. Ad used to happen in which they were depicting a 21-year-old boy, old officer. They used to say in that ad, 30 men will live at your command, and they can die for it. This is a big responsibility. 30 men mean a platoon commander. A platoon is consisting of 30 individuals, 30 soldiers. So 30 men will live at your command and they can die for it when you are just 21, 22 years of age. It's a big responsibility one can think of having.
Definitely.
So that's what inspired me. And second thing I was reading in those days, a fighter pilot, when he is flying the machine, the fighter jet, it's the costliest machine under the sun which one man commands. So again, it's a big feeling that you are young in age, have energy, you're capable, and system impose a lot of faith in you that you are given the best of machines, the fighter pilots,
My God.
the armed forces people. So and the kind of romanticism in the forces that at that age can only be experienced. And yes, definitely IITs, IIMs, XLRE, they have their value. You come from top end schools and you do well, you get big money, and you make system move. But still somewhere the forces, the young officers, the kind of life they lead is equally inspiring. So when you balance money with the emotions, money with glamour of forces, I will, if God give me a second opportunity, I'll choose armed forces again.
Again.
So that is how I look
That's
at them.
beautiful. That's really beautiful. So you mentioned that since 21 years you were really inspired. So what made you realize that yes, I'm going to deal with this all responsibilities, and what makes a soldier actually stand out from a normal person?
See, soldiering is first of all it's a matter of emotions. If you go by logic, if you go by the calculations, why should you go into combat? Getting the aim of combat is to kill the enemy. It is not getting killed. When you get into warfare, your aim is not die for the motherland. No, aim is to kill the enemy for his motherland. Why should you get killed? That is the aim. But in the process, there are always chances that you can get hit, you can get injured, you can even be killed. So though for that to happen, it is I will say extreme passion of uniform, extreme passion of wearing combat dress. So first of all, that inspires. And how a soldier gets separated from the normal crowd is when we civilians first we enter into forces. The kind of grooming it start happening with you, the kind of system it changes you. You get into a lot of physical fitness, get into a lot of physical exertions, exercising, getting up early, sleeping late, then getting up late in the night, doing exercising, getting into combat exercise. So all those things they start making your shape, your mental equilibrium, your physical fitness, your body language, it starts changing. And that is how our soldiers, the time period starts separating out.
So basically it comes with the training.
Training is the keynote, cornerstone of an army person's life. And training is never-ending process. When I say never-ending process, you join NDA, IMA, OTA, different organization, different institution of training. Then you join forces. Then you again go for training courses. Even if you become full colonel, you become brigadier, you become general, at all levels the trainings keep on happening. So they keep on shaping you. So that is how the body language becomes different.
Perpetual thing. Okay, so if you're talking about the training, so there are physical trainings. Are there any sort of mental trainings as well?
Yeah, see, the young boys who want to come to forces and they want to say, okay, we will only be getting into physicals, they are mistaken, because Fauj means Army, Navy, Air Force. They all are deeply into intellectual trainings also. The young officers course, the junior command course, the senior command course, they are the courses where they are grooming your mental abilities to look and think strategic. Because in case in the people of forces, they look tactical, they just look at the boots कि आज क्या करना है, तो life चलेगी नहीं. They are meant to think deep, think big, look at the big picture, and think strategic. Their aim, how system grooms them, that they should have an uncanny ability to look into future and take timely actions today. I say again, having an uncanny ability to look into future and take right actions today. So that will only happen if system will groom your intellectual abilities. So all these courses, junior command course, where you are taught कि company कैसे लड़ती है, एक कंपनी एक वॉरफेयर के अंदर एक ब्रिगेड एक पार्ट ऑफ बटालियन, पार्ट ऑफ ब्रिगेड, पार्ट ऑफ डिवीजन कैसे काम करती है. Then when you become commanding officer, you become colonel, then system again groom you in the army war college, जहाँ पे आपको सिखाया जाता है कि आर्मी पर से कैसे लड़ती है, आर्म फोर्सेस की लड़ाई कैसे कैसे all organs of armed forces they come together. See, it's never a one man show. It's always team effort. And when we say army is not कि लोग चल पड़ते लड़ने के लिए, ऐसा नहीं है. It is a very systematic, very professional, very deep kind of warfare happening. The infantry moves supported by artillery regiments, supported by armored regiments. Then there is a communication system, there is supply chain management. It is a complete plethora of activities happening at same time, and somebody has to orchestrate them so effectively, fine tune them so logically. Then the warfare machine functions as per the nation's demand. Whatever nation will demand, army has to deliver. And the delivery cannot happen if the system is disorganized. कि मैं लड़ने चल पड़ा हूँ, ऐसे नहीं होता है.
Okay.
It is part of a system. It's part of a game.
Definitely.
मतलब bigger game we all have to understand कि bigger game क्या है. उसी के मुताबिक all organs of the state have to function.
Okay.
Yeah. So adding on to the same thing, when we look at the Ops Indoor, which just happened recently, उसमें ये नहीं हुआ था कि some people were fighting, some were indifferent. ऐसा नहीं था. When the fight was happening by Air Force, by the naval, by the army elements across the borders, the Navy in around the port of Karachi was fully operational, fully ready. The forces in the eastern front around Bangladesh, around China, they were also in the state of readiness. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो लग रहे हैं, वो लड़ रहे हैं वहाँ पर ऑप्स इंदौर में, हम बैठे हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. So complete system gets activated, and that is how teams function. That is how teams must function. That is how I will say efficiency comes.
So while being on duty, how you manage the conversation or communication with your force?
Yeah. See, the answer is I will say it's very deep. Communication forces, communication is the cornerstone of any relationship, as professional or personal. When I say professional communication with my troops, with my jawans, I will quote a philosopher and a general of Chinese army called Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu was a Chinese philosopher.
Okay.
He wrote a book called The Art of War. In that book, he told, if you love your troops as you look after your own kids, they will follow you to valley of death. अगर आप अपने जवानों को, अपने सबॉर्डिनेट्स को, अपनी टीम को ऐसे प्यार करते हो जैसे आपके अपने बच्चे हों, तो वो जो आपके ट्रुप्स हैं, जो आपके जवान हैं, वो आपको साथ हर जगह पे आपके साथ चलेंगे, मरते दम तक साथ रहेंगे आपके. राइटली ब्रॉट आउट, राइटली टोल्ड. सो फॉर दैट टू हैपन, communication is the keystone, is the cornerstone. And communication is in such a fashion, should be in such a fashion that you inspire them to remain physically fit, to remain professionally alert, to be aware of how the weapon systems function. For that to happen, the commanding officer or the company commander or the officer or the section commander, platoon commander, all have to think on the same lines. First of all, the armed forces should be animated by the same spirit. For same spirit to happen, the strategic thought process at the level of army chief and the tactical thought process at the level of section commander, they all should be on the similar lines. And for that to happen, communication at all levels should be very precise, very clear, and should be hitting the nail at its head. So this is how we used to communicate with our troops to ensure that they understand our language. First of all, communication with troops is never in English. It's the language they speak.
They understand.
Yeah, if the officer is from Assam regiment, he will speak Assami. If he is from Gorkha regiment, he will speak Gorkhali. If he is from Sikh regiment, Punjab regiment, he'll speak Punjabi. From Rajput regiment, he'll speak Hindi. So officers have to understand and know the language of their troops. That is how communication happens. And that is how these troops remain motivated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while leading the team, how do you motivate them? Because if one knows that there is a chance, like if there's a fight or a war, one knows that there's a possibility I can die. So for that, how do you motivate them?
Yeah, this is a very beautiful question. This will excite any commander to answer, because taking your troops to war and telling them you will get killed is something which no commander will talk and no commander will think about, because we think in our heart and mind and soul that we are immortal when we are fighting. We are here to kill the enemy. If we go with this mindset कि we will get killed और हमें कुछ हो सकता है, तो फिर लड़ाई लड़ी नहीं जा सकती. लड़ने के लिए आपके अंदर ही चाहिए होना कि मैं मारने जा रहा हूँ. When I am getting into warfare, yes, is a part of the game. ऐसा नहीं कि हमें कुछ हो नहीं सकता है, I will not die और मैं अमर हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है. But thought process must be those lines कि मतलब भगवान हमारे साथ है, खुदा हमारे साथ है, क्राइस्ट हमारे साथ है, वाहिगुरु हमारे साथ है, हम अच्छे काम के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो हमारे जब साथ हैं सारे, भगवान हमारे साथ हैं, तो हमारे लिए अच्छा ही होगा. उस माइंडसेट से आगे निकलते हैं हम. शस्त्र से शक्ति, ताकत से जीत होती है. अगर हम जाते ही और सोचते ऐसे जाएंगे कि जी हमें क्या हो सकता है, हम तो गिर जाएंगे, टूट जाएंगे, तो देखो ऐसा तो हम गाड़ी निकलते हैं सवेरे घर से. तो वी कैन आल्सो, वन वे ऑफ थिंकिंग इज आई लेफ्ट माई होम दिस मॉर्निंग, कम टू योर EStreet. वन वे यार, रास्ते में क्या क्या हो सकता है, मैं तो गिर जाऊंगा, गाड़ी खराब हो जाएगी, खराब हो, ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, और somebody can hit me, फिर तो लड़ाई लड़ी जा सकती है. I can not come to your location only. So motivation has to be very clear, very specific. It should be only energizing, only inspirational, only looking forward, only positive, only strengthening, and with this mindset कि भी हम तो मारने जा रहे हैं.
मरने नहीं, मारने जा रहे हैं.
मारने जा रहे हैं. या हम तो मारने जा रहे हैं. We are going to get victory. That is the aim, that is the philosophy of warfare. This is how all commanders ensure the troops under their command, they are capable, they are fit, they are energized, and they are ready to they want to go into war. Okay. That is how we inculcate the killing spirit, the energy, soldiering with faith. Soldiering with faith means कि जो लड़ाई, जो सैनिक है उसके अंदर फेथ हो, मतलब कंप्लीट टोटल फेथ हो. मतलब ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है कि देखेंगे हम जा रहे हैं, देखते हैं क्या होगा. नो, ऐसे लड़ाई नहीं लड़ी जाती. The wars are won first in the mind, then in the battlefield. That is how we ensure that our troops are completely trained to think of warfare as only that they are into warfare only to get victory. That is the way of communication with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
सर, आपकी लाइफ में अभी तक कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस आपने फेस किया है जहाँ पर आपको लगता है कि ठीक है, अब चीज़ें थोड़ी सी सीरियस हैं एंड आई एम हियर टू प्रोटेक्ट माई टीम या फिर गाइड माई टीम इन दैट वे?
Yeah, see, yes, I will narrate an incident which is very personal.
Please.
On 8th August 2004,
okay.
I was posted in my unit 44 RR, राष्ट्रीय राइफल्स, राजपूत रेजिमेंट की यूनिट है ये. एंड हम लोग, दिस यूनिट इज इन शोपियाँ, पुलवामा, उस इलाके में ऑपरेट करती है. हम लोग ऑपरेशन में थे. 8 अगस्त की बात है, हम 6 को निकले थे ऑपरेशन के लिए. 6 को आउट थे, पूरी रात मॉर्निंग में गए थे. 6 को आउट थे पूरा रात, 7 को आउट थे, और 8 की मॉर्निंग को वी रीच बैक टू आवर कंपनी ऑपरेटिंग बेस COB. तो हम जब पहुंचे, you come back after 2-3 days, you're tired, then you want to take some rest, have good food. So similarly, my team which had gone into operation, we all were just debriefing our operational movement.
Okay.
And thereafter we were supposed to have tea break and something to eat and take some nap and rest. So this was the mindset. So suddenly call came from the commanding officer. Puri, I was captain that time, that there's some place we have to go around 20 kilometers from my location, and you have to go there, and there are some terrorists sitting, and we have to cordon them, then we have to conduct operation. So CO's order has to be followed in letter and spirit, and I told my team that okay, get ready. Team will change now. The team which had come from operation from last 2-3 days, they have to be rotated.
Okay.
But the company commander can't be rotated. It is first of all his intimate job. He has to get into operation, and he likes it. And second is officer led. This Indian Army is known for that officers are deeply committed, and young officers, they are raring to get into operations. That is how the army grooms us, and that is how we think. That is my personal responsibility to ensure that I should lead should not tell, even think, नहीं सर मैं 2 दिन के बाद आ रहा हूँ, मेरे को तो टाइम नहीं है, I will take rest. ऐसा दिमाग में ख्याल भी नहीं आता.
No chance to back off.
ये दिमाग में ख्याल ही नहीं आता इस तरीके का कि ऐसा कुछ सोच सकते हैं हम. तो I told my CEO, ठीक है सर, I am getting ready and we'll move. So I told my NCO, his name, God bless his soul, he is no more, Havaldar Omraj.
Okay.
I informed that okay, अभी we should get ready. टीम को तैयार करो और हमें next half an hour में निकलना है. So that day, very strange incident happened. He told me कि साहब ऐसा करते हैं, we should not go into normal gypsy or normal vehicles. We should get into Casper. Casper is an MPV, mine protected vehicle. So I told it will take time to come from battalion headquarters. So he told नहीं सर मेरा मन नहीं मान रहा, you should request CO, commanding officer, that. So I spoke to CO thinking that his experience, I was just 2 months old in the battalion, so I should respect his opinion. It should be. If your 2IC comes to you with some request, some thought which is logical, which is operational, not personal, so you should listen to him. So I told him perfectly fine. I spoke to CO. CO gave it a thought, बोला ठीक है, I'm sending it to you. So Casper came in next half an hour, 40 minutes. By the time we were ready, and we, one officer, around 22 other ranks, Jawans, one officer, one JCO, and around 20 Jawans, we got into the vehicle. Battle ready, having all weapons, AKs, machine guns, rocket launcher, MBGL, multi-barrel grenade launcher, with grenades, high explosive bombs. All things were there in the vehicle, and we got into the Casper and began to move. So operational necessity demanded that we have no luxury to that 2 Casper आए, we should be half in one vehicle, half in another vehicle. Urgency of operation also dictates things. Tactically, it might sound that we should move go into 2 or 3 vehicles. तो logical बनता है.
Right.
But operational necessity says कि अभी निकलना है तो निकलना है. So we went into operation. We went to location and where we had information. So it was an info which by the time we went, they already left the location. So it was nothing to report. And after searching around, after doing a cleaning operation, we were supposed to come back. So while coming back, what happened? I was standing in the cupola of vehicle. Cupola means you see the cars which have roof, the roof which opens up. The kids stand out.
Okay.
Yeah, cupola is in the Casper is a opening in the rooftop of the vehicle where you can just stand out and one person has to stand out to look around what's happening. So I was although officer doesn't stand out, but it is sometimes you feel like I should be seeing what's happening around, and it's a feeling also, feeling of that you are in command position as far as your team is concerned, and team also likes when the young officer is showing an additional josh, additional energy he brings into the system a sort of positivity and courage to make things happen. So I was standing there. After some time, my NCO Havaldar Omraj again, he told me, "Sahab, I am feeling bit suffocated, bit restless. So I need to, you come down, I will stand." So what happened? He almost pulled me down.
Okay.
And he went into the cupola. He stood in the cupola. I sat down behind. This whole movement was happening, and the blast happened. IED blast happened, improvised explosive device, it blasted off.
Oh my God.
Somebody had the terrorist had planted on the road. So Casper went up into the air by around 3 to 4 meters, 10 to 12 feet. It went up, it came down, and in the process, the Havaldar Omraj, he was thrown out of the vehicle. He went into the paddy field, and he later on died that day only in that incident. So what is very, I will say, in this whole operation, what happened is, once we got hit, we had the blast happening. The Casper's door, it opened up, and it was about to close. Somehow, I was not that intelligent that I did it. My AK, the barrel of my AK, it went in the door. So instead of crushing my feet completely, my feet got trapped into the vehicle. So my troops, they all began to came out of Kapola, and even I was pulled out. The door was open. So as they taught us in the forces that once you are hit in the ambush, we were ambushed basically. Then the counter ambush drill means that you should start organizing your troops in such a fashion that you fire back. So now in our case, we are not seeing enemy around, but as per our training and teaching, my troops and me, we took position around the vehicle, and very deliberately and very carefully, we began to fire single shot, so that if enemy is looking at us, he want to come near us or he want to charge at us, he'll understand that this team hasn't lost its balance even in this war, even in this operation. Although we were surprised by this ambush, but we were able to bring back our balance, bring back our energy, bring back our intelligence. That instead of getting feeling demoralized, कि ऐसा हो गया, we all of my team ensured stability at that time period. So then we saw Omraj, he was motionless. We felt he's no more, but we were not aware, might be he's unconscious. And one more soldier was also unconscious, but he recovered soon. So we informed to my commanding officer, we informed. And that day I saw the response of Indian Armed Forces. So when all this was happening, I could see in next some 10-15 minutes only, the reinforcements, they rushed in, they gave us the full support, they gave us the first aid. In the meantime, I saw helicopters of Indian Army, Army Aviation, moving to the nearest base where they were taking our team to evacuate. Those who were who were injured badly, they were taken to hospitals, including me I had injury in my left leg.
Yeah.
So this all happened in this incident. When I look back, I feel satisfied that I could manage my team, lead my team efficiently, and ensure that when the commander of the team shows courage, shows presence of mind, that instead of firing recklessly, that you start firing recklessly, you can hit civilians, you can hit people down. That was not the aim. Aim was only to ensure the terrorists are given a message that even though we are surprised, we will not be losing our balance. We will be fighting back with efficacy and efficiency. That is the role which I and my team played. Second role, destiny also played a big role, and good role is so much of explosive in small compartment and nothing blasted off on its own.
Right.
Had it been even one grenade blasting off, that it would have set a complete chain of events, and then whole Casper would have been in flames. God also played its part. We also played our part and ensured that in that incident we lost our Jawan. Definitely, it's a sad thing, and we all felt for him. But that is where your training and your mindset of being in forces come into play. You take it care, ये तो काम है फौज का, इसे तो ऐसे ही करना है, और इसी में करते करते we get hit, it is acceptable, although we don't want to get hit, but all forces, when you wear combat dress, you have to accept and take it with humility as well as with pride. Okay, if we get hit, this is sacrifice we must give to the nation for the sake of completing our mission. So this is how we thought, this is how we conducted during the operation. And then those who were badly hit, they were taken to hospital. Those who were completely fine, they were taken back to the battalion, and unit responded. And what's the beauty is, my commanding officer promised me that we will eliminate all those who have done this ambush. And believe you me, in next 90 days, in less than 100 days, all those 4 terrorists who are involved in the operation of ambushing us, they were Bolton ensured they all were killed. in 90 days. Less than
Wow.
100 days, CO insured. So this is how when you told na how you inspire people. The in the counter insurgency operations, the CT operation, the warfare become personal. It is the revenge is personal. It is
That revenge is personal. That
personal.
I get it.
It is not. The nation is a very big thought. A soldier cannot be motivated by thought of Bharat. Definitely, Bharat is a big feeling. Definitely, Bharat is our lifeline and bloodline. But Paltan, that time, my Paltan, my commanding officer, my Jawan, my JCO, those are the nearest emotions which will invoke a lot of energy in you, which will invoke the feeling of revenge in you that मेरे CEO जैसे कुछ हमारे कुछ CEOs को भी हिट हुआ है, my CEO has been hit or my company commander has been hit और मेरे जवान को चोट लगी है, my जवान is hit. So you don't that time you don't get into the bigger thoughts, the national feelings. They are definitely guiding lights. बट दैट टाइम थॉट इज़ वेरी पर्सनल, यार ये तो हमारे साथ घर में हो गया है, इसको तो छोड़ नहीं सकते हैं. सो बिकॉज एंड मोर सो द मोर ऑफेंसिव यू आर, द मोर स्ट्रॉन्ग यू रिमेन. इफ़ यू डेवलप फोर्ट्रेस मेंटेलिटी कि मैं तो इस किले के अंदर बंद हूँ, अपने COB में हूँ, कंपनी ऑपरेटिंग बेस में हूँ, यहाँ रहूँगा और सेफ रहूँगा. नो, तो सेफ नहीं हूँ. सेफ्टी तो बाहर निकल कर ही है. सेफ्टी तो बाहर जाकर दुश्मन को ख़त्म करके ही है. सेफ्टी घर में बैठ के नहीं है. That is how the soldier also get inspired. The CO is strong, CO thinks offensive. When within 100 days that we killed all those 4 who were responsible for this ambush. तो पलटन में जोश आता है. पलटन feels commanding officer is deeply involved. He has ensured with the coordination from the higher headquarters with the neighboring battalions by gaining information. He ensured that those people who were responsible for this act, they were taken to justice, and they all were killed in some time frame only. So that is how you inspire.
So huge salute to all the soldiers and all our army forces. The level of courage you show just to protect yourself and us only and the country. My God. So everyone must be aware that recently India conducted an Operation Sindoor. What's your take on that?
See, Mokshita, they killed our fellow Indians in Pahalgam, specifically asking religion. And that picture of a young girl, newly married, newlywed, with her husband, and that become
Heartbreaking picture.
that become emotions. That was invoking emotions.
Yeah.
And that was very poignant and very sad moment.
Yeah.
For the nation also, for the forces also, because we are supposed to protect the civilians or fellow Indians. Civilian is the wrong word, I will say fellow Indians. So once that happened, it was very clear when they did the operation, they killed our fellows, killed our friends, killed our fellow Indians. Then it was clear to government of India that the revenge has to be taken. The justice has to be retributive. It has to be clear. It has to be timely. So in that that Pahalgam incident, government of India must have, since why I'm saying must have, because I left army in 2024. I'm an army veteran. So government of India must have told all organs of the state, that army, navy, air force, and our paramilitary forces, that be ready. We will take time to undertake a punitive operation due to this killing which they have done to our fellows. So Op Sindoor was a tri-forces operation in which Indian Navy, Indian Army, and Indian Air Force, they undertook joint operation. And the jointness was visible. Armed forces were operating as synergistic team. Air Force went across the borders and they undertook precise strikes on the terrorist camps, and they undertook very clear and very accurate strikes on the enemy installations, his communication systems, his radar systems. We were able to ensure that Pakistan air defense is dysfunctional in 24 to 48 hours. That was a big victory, and world also saw how Indian air defense functioned. we were able to trap and destroy all incoming projectiles. जितने भी दुश्मन के हमारे ऊपर अटैक हुए, उसने जितनी मिसाइल फेंकी, वो सभी को हमारी जो एयर डिफेंस है उसने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से और बहुत ही सिस्टमेटिक तरीके से, और इस तरीके से कि सभी जो अंग थे हमारे एयर डिफेंस के, इसमें एयरफोर्स के भी एलिमेंट्स शामिल हैं, आर्मी के शामिल हैं, वो सभी ने बहुत ही मिलके काम किया। और इस बात को पूरे वर्ल्ड मीडिया ने नोटिस किया कि किस तरीके से इंडियन एयर डिफेंस ने ये इंश्योर किया कि हमारा जो कैपेबिलिटी है वो इतनी है कि हमने किसी भी तरीके से जो एनिमी की इनकमिंग मिसाइल्स थी उनको हमने अंदर आने नहीं दिया, जिसका नोटिस चाइना ने भी किया, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के पास चाइनीज़ इक्विपमेंट हैं, उनके पास चाइनीज़ रडार्स हैं, चाइनीज़ मिसाइल्स हैं, तो उन्होंने भी नोटिस किया कि इंडियन सिस्टम वाज कैपेबल टू एंश्योर दैट एनीथिंग व्हिच कुड हैव कम टू आवर कंट्री, it is destroyed well in time, thus protecting our population, protecting our sensitive and important installations. And also thanks to Russia, the S-400 defense system which we got was very capable, and we were able to trap all incoming objects. So that is where the beauty of air defense came into play. And also the forces at all levels, they were ready. The Navy had done almost near blockade. When I say near blockade, means they were not blocking the Karachi port, but they were ready to block it, destroy it, in case government of India would have thought of escalating the war to next level. That was the one place where we did exceedingly well. Air Force was doing its job very effectively, and Army, whether it was operating in J&K or from J&K to the all borders down till Gujarat, it was ready to get into war mode. So at all places, we did a very effective and very excellent job, thus ensuring that Pakistan DGMO, he gave call to Indian DGMO, mean Director General of Military Operations, the person who controlled operations, he gave call to his counterpart in India and requested for a ceasefire. And thereafter the ceasefire happened. However, even though Op Sindoor happened and we gained a decisive victory, those three terrorists who killed our fellow Indians, they were still on large. They were still not trapped and killed. So as I told you, the revenge becomes personal. So Government of India and all Indian agencies, I mean to say all Indian intelligences, whether it was NTRO, IB, RAW, state police, army, military, army intelligence agencies, they all must have been operating in complete coordination, complete sync, and ensuring that they were able to track their movement, track the movement of three terrorists, and they were able to eliminate them in reasonable time frame. And this, once the media and even people had become almost skeptical that where are they, a lot of time has passed, we are not able to track and kill them. So they maintained patience. They were in hurry, but while being in hurry, you can't be losing balance. Right. So the forces maintained patience, the intelligences maintained patience. Government of India also ensured full support to the people on ground, the boots on ground. And Op Mahadev is a ridge, is a एक पहाड़ी है जो जिसका नाम महादेव है. This very thickly populated, have thick forest. There is no population there. Okay. Thick forest, the pine grove trees, getting into jungle is difficult, visibility is less. But the forces were operating best possible information, and they could home on to them. And it was a big surprise for those three terrorists that Indian armed forces are leaving no stone unturned to execute the operation, to kill those people, those individuals, those terrorists who have done this act of killing our Indians, our fellows in the Pahalgam. So elimination of those was again culmination of a effort which was deeply coordinated, deeply organized, synchronized. All elements of state were working as a team and then we could execute this mission of killing those 3 terrorists in Op Mahadev. And Op
Yeah.
Sindoor was definitely a big success that has been
success.
acknowledged by the world media, and that has been acknowledged even by Pakistan. They can keep lying, but the facts don't lie. The satellite images, they don't lie. They are showing the damage which happened to Pak air bases, which happened to Pak defense systems. So that was visible.
Yes.
So both ways in Op Sindoor as well as in Op Mahadev, the armed forces, paramilitary forces, the intelligences, the J&K police, they all did a fabulous job and ensured that country gets a feeling that revenge is taken timely. Justice was done in a fashion which was visible, retributive, clear, and total. That is how in both Op Sindoor and Op Mahadev armed forces
Right.
did their job.
India performed really well in this. And one more thing, that Pakistan is being considered as a weak in like army equipments and forces. So if in case, again, that would sound a bit controversial, but if in case Pakistan was not there, someone like some different country with a strong units and all, so do you think India could have worked that much well according to its potential?
See, we should never, in warfare, they teach us that no enemy is weak. Once you get into the business of war fighting, you understand the enemy capability as as factual basis, that you know his how much armed forces, the strength of numbers he has, how much squadron, how much fighter squadrons he has, how much capability of defense he has, how much capability of offense he has. And Pak is a professional army. We must respect our opponent. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ऐसे ही हैं, कुछ नहीं उनके पास. They are a capable war fighting machine, and more so in case of Pakistan, it is an armed forces or army having a state. कंट्री, उस कंट्री में जो है वो आर्मी ही है, जो है वो नेवी और एयरफोर्स मिलके जो आर्म फोर्सेस बनती हैं, वही सब कुछ है. द वे मिस्टर आसिम मुनीर हैज बिकम फील्ड मार्शल इवन दो they were defeated in the Op Sindoor, again indicate how much say Pak army has in the state affairs. So we should understand the fact that Pakistan is an enemy. There's no ambiguity. It has a capable army, navy, air force. Again, no ambiguity. Yes, the capability gap is there. We are more capable, but we have, when we say we are more capable, we have more equipment, we have more forces, but we have bigger borders also. We have to protect our borders, our territory against Pakistan, against China, now even against Bangladesh. So we have a number of neighbors around us. So protection of the territory, we have bigger borders, we have bigger responsibilities. So when we take everything into consideration, then we have to understand that Pakistan is a capable and professional force as far as their defense forces are concerned. So keeping that into mind, we operated. And one second part when you told is, in case it would have been a more capable enemy.
More capable.
Yeah, in that case also we would be fighting it out. So there is no ambiguity. We cannot accept, it's very simple. If you become defensive in outlook, you become submissive in your approach, you will be decimated. So offense is the best defense. There is no other ambiguity, there is no other thought. We have to, whether it is China, Pakistan, or now Bangladesh, in case they want to do some misadventure against our country, in all scenarios, in all possibilities, Indian armed forces, they have to respond to challenge, and they have to respond proactively. And government of India and the people of India, they have a responsibility to ensure best possible equipment, best possible support system, because armed forces don't move in isolation. It is the support of our people. It is the support of the national GDP, how much strong economy we have. that will dictate how much capable we are as forces are. That is how it is.
Okay. So one thing I would like to know about that apart from the trainings and all the hard works, does spirituality and luck works in your field?
See, in our field, we are product of destiny. All of us, when we talk of all of human beings, destiny does play a big role in our life. But I will add on to this statement is destiny plays a major portion in in the soldier's life. How I will elaborate it further, because we as soldiers are product of luck. How when we operate, the best of training, the best of equipment, the best of mindset, motivation, leadership is there, but still the luck factor can't be taken out of it. When you are in warfare, you take one misstep, your feet can be on the mine. While in the operations, you have done the best possible training. At wrong time, your weapon can become dysfunctional. It's pure luck. We
Pure
have
luck.
the best managed weapon. Weapon is totally clean, but during operation it fell down. Something happened. Some nut bolt became loose. It became dysfunctional, and you are in front of enemy. So the luck plays a very critical role. They say a blade of grass grows for 20 long years to become a tree trunk, to ensure that the bullet which would have pierced your heart is deflected. So कैसे बोलेंगे इसको कि एक जो छोटा सा पौधा है वो एक ट्री बनता है 20-25 साल में, वो इतना बड़ा जब ट्री बनता है उस ट्री की आप आड़ लेते हो ऑपरेशन में, और जो बुलेट आपके छाती में लगनी थी वो लगती है पेड़ में और उसको डिफ्लेक्ट कर देती है. दिस इज प्योर लक. इसमें कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको इतना पता था कि ऐसा होने वाला है. यू जस्ट टेक सम कवर, सम आड़ कहीं लेते हो ऑपरेशंस के दौरान. कहीं पत्थर का टुकड़ा पत्थर होता है, कहीं कुछ हल्का सा कुछ मेड़ बनी होती है, उसकी आड़ ली और ऑपरेशन चल रहा है. सो इट इज प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ लक. अगेन दिस से दैट a non-descript clerk sitting in some army headquarter will tick name of battalion to take it to a place where it shall have best of time, or will take it to a place where it will take its men like lambs to slaughterhouse. How I explain it? जब हमारी पोस्टिंग्स आती हैं तो जो आर्मी हेडक्वार्टर में जो भी सिस्टम होता है उसको कहाँ इस पलटन को कहाँ पर जाना है, they are systematic. It's scientific way that you are in peace location, you are in field location, and you are in semi field locations. वो साइंटिफिक तरीका है उनको पोस्टिंग्स करने का. परंतु फिर भी जब आपको फील्ड भेजा जाता है तो फील्ड में एक फील्ड ऐसा है जिसमें ऑपरेशंस कम हो रहे हैं, एक ऐसा जिसमें रोज ऑपरेशंस हो रहे हैं. सो हमारे लिए दोनों ही बराबर हैं. जो जहाँ जिसने वो टिक करना है कि पलटन कहाँ जाएगी, तो फॉर हिम ही ओनली थिंक कि पलटन के फील्ड में जाना है. ठीक है, उसमें ही नहीं सोचेगा फील्ड में ऑपरेशन कहाँ कम है, कहाँ ज़्यादा है. बट उस पलटन जो है वो बटालियन कहाँ पहुँचेगी फाइनली, उसके बाद उस जगह पे जाके कैसे ऑपरेट करेगी, उस जगह की जोग्राफिकल टेरेन, जोग्राफिकल फीचर्स, नदियाँ, नाले, दे बिकम पार्ट ऑफ माई डेस्टिनी, पार्ट ऑफ आवर डेस्टिनी. वो उन नदियों में, उन पेड़ों में, उन जंगलों में हम जब चलते हैं, हम ऑपरेट करते हैं, तो वो कैसे बिहेव करते हैं हमारे साथ, हमारी सपोर्ट कैसे करते हैं, इट्स प्योर डेस्टिनी. सो बेस्ट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, बेस्ट ऑफ इक्विपमेंट, बेस्ट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स आर देयर. But if only the high-tech systems would have been answer to everything, then USA would have been getting victory easily in Afghanistan. ऐसा तो हुआ नहीं है. Even though they are having most advanced systems in place. So the luck factor does come into play, and in our case it is more pronounced because we are born out of destiny. I will say coming into forces is the purest form of luck. You make efforts. A lot of people make effort. Not everybody gets success. Definitely training, your mindset, effort, they come into play. Then you get selected. Then training, you clear training again. Luck उसमें भी होता है. Sometime very good cadets, he gets injured. कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है. His training gets elongated, prolonged for 6 more months. So again, matter of luck. So from the day you get commissioned, the soldier come to army, जो हमारा जवान जो भर्ती होकर आता है, ट्रेनिंग करके आता है, वो सिस्टम के अंदर चलता है। ऑफिसर आता है आफ्टर हिज सिलेक्शन, ही कम्स टू सिस्टम आर्मी। तो लक का तो बहुत बड़ा रोल है कि आपकी पोस्टिंग्स कहाँ आ रही हैं, कैसे लोग मिल रहे हैं आपको, कहाँ ऑपरेशंस कर रहे हो, एनिमी, आपका एनिमी कैसा है, उसके टैक्टिक्स कैसे हैं। तो ये इट इज़ नॉट दैट सब कुछ मेरे हाथ में है, ऐसा नहीं है। वी देयरफॉर इन द आर्म्ड फोर्सेस टू bring in them shouldering with faith. We have religious teachers, we have Sarad Dharmsthal, we have Mandir, we have Masjid, we have Gurudwara, we have church, we have Buddhist place of worship. So we respect all religions. We ensure that our soldiers are given the religious teachings and trainings as per his faith, so that he understand that system is supporting me, caring me, looking after me, and he move with faith. He moves out with the courage, with commitment, with energy, with feeling for the nation that yes, अगर सिस्टम मेरी सपोर्ट कर रहा है, सिस्टम ने मेरे को धर्म के बारे में बिल्कुल हर तरीके से मेरे को धर्म को पालन करने की आज़ादी है। और भारतीय सेना में तो ये भी है कि ऑफिसर धर्म कोई भी हो उसको सर्वधर्म स्थल में, उसका अगर ऑफिसर मुस्लिम है, ट्रुप्स हिंदू है तो मंदिर में भी जाएगा, ऑफिसर हिंदू है, ट्रुप्स मुस्लिम है तो मस्जिद में भी जाएगा। तो धर्म का हमारे फंक्शनिंग में धर्म हमारे को शक्ति देता है, धर्म से हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। धर्म हमारे केस में, फौज के केस में हमारे को बाइंड करता है। हमारे जो ऑफिसर्स हैं, हमारे जो ट्रुप्स हैं, उनका रिलीजन कोई भी हो, परंतु उनका जो एक ही धर्म है, भारत की रक्षा करना, भारत के लिए काम करना, भारत को हर तरीके से स्ट्रेंथ देना, एनर्जी देना, स्टेबिलिटी देना, वो उनका धर्म है। इसीलिए हमारे केस में, भारतीय सेना के केस में, नेवी के केस में, एयरफोर्स के केस में ये है कि ट्रुप्स और ऑफिसर्स एज ए टीम चलते हैं। धर्म हमारे लिए एक शक्ति का स्रोत है, धर्म से हमें शक्ति मिलती है, और उससे हमारा जो स्पिरिचुअल एंगल है कि हमारे साथ है, भगवान हमारे साथ हैं, अल्लाह हमारे साथ है, भाई गुरु हमारे साथ है, क्राइस्ट हमारे साथ है, तो उसको लेके चलते हैं हम। दिस इज हाउ सोल्जर्स लक दैट कम्स इनटू प्ले इन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस।
Very well explained.
Thank you.
Right now you are a veteran, you mentioned, from army. So what currently you're pursuing?
See, I left army in Feb 2024.
Okay.
And post that I joined in a company which is making cattle nutrition. The name of company is Tiwana Nutrition Global Private Limited.
Okay.
T for Tiger. The company is amazing. They are making cattle nutrition as a main business, and also mustard oil, that is their peripheral business, one can say. Main is cattle nutrition. The turnover of company is approximately 2,000 crore rupees, and the valuation, one can safely say, is more than $1 billion.
It's huge.
And it is a family-owned business.
Okay.
And company is run by the first generation promoters, Mr. Mandeep Singh and Mr. Satnam Singh, led by their father, Mr. Malkeet Singh. And my role is I am dealing with them as a Chief Public Policy and Corporate Affairs Officer. My work is basically to ensure companies' branding in the government systems is up and above. We undertake the government regulations, compliances in letter and spirit. And my job is to ensure the company's functioning, the company's business, strategic thought of company remains aligned to the all government compliances, all government regulations. Like recently, the Digital Protection Act, Data Protection Act has come into place. So my job is to ensure that companies' IT systems, they remain aligned to the latest regulations which have been released on 13th of November, and to ensure that company remains compliant to the latest developments, whether it's the sustainability, the environment, social, governance aspects, ESG aspects, whether it is CSR aspects. In these domains, the company must remain aligned to the societal expectations. That is how I look at my profile. And being into corporate affairs, my again responsibility becomes that company's financial regulation, financial functioning is again as per the accounting principles, as per the government expectations. So that is where my role comes into play, and the company must remain aligned to the pollution norms, the fire norms, the building norms. Company must remain aligned to its functioning must remain aligned to the environmental stability. It must have least carbon footprints. So that is how my role comes into play. So I can safely say that from inbound logistics, the company is making, it's a manufacturing company. The inbound logistics, the material coming inside the company, the operations and outbound logistics, that all is systematic. It all is aligned to the compliant business practices. So that is how I look at my functioning in the company. And while doing this, I must share with you that the all other domains of business like production, human resource management, operations, the security, safety. So the aim is that all these different verticals of company, they remain aligned, they remain synchronized, they remain organized, and all are coordinated effectively and in a seamless system. Because the company, when I say all these things, I must also share with you the Tiwana Nutrition Global Private Limited is a company in a breaking out phase. It's growing exponentially. It has 6 operational plants across India, 2 in Punjab,
Okay.
1 in Uttarakhand, 1 in Gujarat, 1 in Maharashtra, 1 in MP. 6 operational plants, high-end, technically advanced, and state-of-the-art technology based on PL SCADA systems are state-of-the-art. They're marvelous. The cattle nutrition which company is making is world-class, is type A cattle nutrition. So the company is ensuring that when I say bovine population, the cattle's buffaloes, from the time it's a calf, then it become mature animal, it become heifer, and in all these stages the feed is done accordingly. Feeding of the animal is done accordingly. So those formulation, the R&D systems design, and company ensure that they are in the best in the best possible fashion. Plus, this is the 6 plants operational, the 6 functions happening. The company is making real attempts to make 4 or 5 more plants across India, like Northeast, covering, we are going to cover Northeast soon, getting into South India. That is where I am leading into their, spearheading their efforts into expanding to other domains, geographical domains. In addition to what's happening within India, company has global ambitions that we should be getting into multinational mode as soon as possible. So then my role comes into play, undertaking R&D, understanding the compliances of the nation we want to get into. So that is, and if once the time will come, meeting those officials, in case we want to get into JV, joint venture or FDI. So at those places, my role come into play, that I should be meeting the different stakeholders.
Okay.
So that is how I am coordinating all these things in the best possible fashion. And that could happen again because I am from the forces background, where we are taught strategy, we are taught thinking strategically, we are taught how the different factors, different forces have to be put into a framework, that they become synergized, they become organized, and they bring out results in the best possible fashion. So that is how I take it my role, and this is what I do with the company as a Chief Public Policy and Corporate Affairs Officer.
Okay. One question I want to ask, like having that extremely strong background in army and military and coming straight to corporate, what do you feel that there's a major difference between those, like these two aspects?
See, armed forces and corporate. When you say difference, I have seen both parts of the game. Have seen army and have seen now corporate from almost last 1.5 years. I haven't. I can say philosophically both are same. The armed forces, they remain in demand. They remain capable, alive, only if they are able to fight wars and generate victories for the nation. And similarly, corporate will remain alive only if it has healthy top line and very healthy bottom line in the balance sheet. So the revenue generation and the profit after all taxes, it has to be good. So it is warfare. Only the company has to ensure that it has competitors around. It's operating in the market. It's operating in a dynamic, evolving ambience. So no company can take rest on his past laurels. That I had this much sale last month, so it will continue. No, it won't continue unless or until company maintains same efficacy, same consistency of efforts. Only then company will remain in demand. So the principles of war, they're equally applicable in the corporate. So when they teach marketing, when they teach strategy, when they teach productions, operation management in MBA, when they teach finance, they teach them army principles, the armed forces principle, how they're applicable in the corporate. Because principles of war and principles of profit generation, they are similar. They are not like when we say in the armed forces, the principles of war, they are the economy of efforts, they are the flexibility, concentration of forces, cooperation, the offensive spirit, the selection of aim, maintenance of aim. So these principles of war are equally applicable here. Can any corporate remain in focus, remain in demand without being offensive? No, it can't be.
Right.
Offensive means capturing market. It can't be done if the corporate leadership and the employees on ground or boats on ground, they are not in sync. They have to be in sync first of all, and second thing is they have to be aggressive in their outlook. So personally speaking, I am finding both things, both corporate and armed forces, equally good. And armed forces are also, they give you relaxation, also they give you comfortability of operations. Even in corporate, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपको बोलते हैं सवेरे आ जाओ रात तक लगे रहो, उसमें ब्रेक मिलते हैं, उसमें भी आपको टाइम मिलता है. देन यू हैव ब्रेक्स आल्सो, वेकेशंस आल्सो. सेम इज फोर्सेस में भी आपको दे गिव यू, दे ट्रीट यू लाइक ह्यूमंस. यू आर वेयरिंग कॉम्बैट ड्रेस, यू आर सपोज्ड टू फाइट वॉर्स फॉर द नेशन, and but to fight wars for the nation, you have to fit. You have to fit mentally, you have to fit emotionally, you have to fit physically. So that fitness will come in case the balance is maintained in your training and other outlooks. Similarly, corporate में भी तभी हो सकता है अगर आपको उतनी space of freedom दी जाएगी ना. So I am finding both corporate as well as armed forces very much interesting. Similar in a way, similar.
Okay, but I asked about the difference. Okay, so that is something about the culture and the things have been going on. What difference you see as like between the mindset of an army person and of an average corporate employee?
See, this is a very delicate answer I have to think when you are asking me something difference between the two, because difference, you see, the understates are different. In armed forces, understate is capturing territory or capturing the enemy's mind. And like in today's world, when we say the armed forces, their responsibility is not only capturing territory, but to destroy his cyberspace, but to threaten his cyber systems, his functional ecosystems. So that is how our understate is different. In case of corporate, the understate is capturing marketing territories. So the understates are different, the teams are different, the operation strategies are different. Philosophy remains the same. Philosophically, the both are similar, but when you operate on ground, they are the armed forces they are the uniform people, so they have to think in some specific way of thought. And in our case, the biggest difference I will say in case of corporate and the armed forces is, in our case, the prize or the victory is killing the enemy physically or destroying him physically. In case of corporate, there is no destruction physically. It is destruction of enemy territory, competitor territory, marketing territories. So you have to capture the markets. In your case, the numbers are finances. In our case, Numbers are how much plane we destroyed, how much ship carriers how much aircraft carrier we destroyed, how much enemy soldier we killed. So in our case, the end state are in different numbers, but numbers are there. They both have numbers, but they speak different language. So this is where the difference between the two that comes into play.
Okay. In your case, we have enemy. In our case, we have competition.
Competition. Yeah. Rightly, actually, you covered up nicely. Yeah. We are real enemies. We have enemies who are physically we have to eliminate. In your case, the competitor is you don't have to eliminate
take
physically,
them over.
But run them over.
Yeah. So we had this amazing opportunity to have you on our show, and I know कि बहुत सारी ऐसी बातें हैं जिस पे हमें और भी बात करनी है. Maybe we will have again you on this show, on this platform. And at last, I would request you to कि आप एक message हमारे youngsters के लिए, हमारी audience के लिए present करें.
Okay, first of all, Mokshita, I want to say thank you very much. It was equally amazing, equally awesome for me to be here, and speaking to you, communicating with you was an excellent experience. I am going back from here with a lot of interesting thought process, which I have generated in last 60 minutes or so. And as far as the audience is concerned, I will specifically share my thought with Gen Z. But this is a new term which has taken the world by storm. So I will be opening my thought process with you with the statement which recently Sanai Takaichi, the Prime Minister of Japan, she gave. She spoke in the Parliament of Japan. She told to parliamentarians and to people of Japan that there is nothing called work-life balance. It's work, and more work will generate for the nation revenues and will generate GDP numbers and will make nation more strong and capable. Let's face the fact. This world is totally competitive, and we as a nation, we as India are having neighbors around us. Most of them are hostile to us. So we cannot take this philosophy of work-life balance. When I say work-life balance, I don't say become indifferent to balance. That you just start working and there is no respite and no rest. I say the focus is more on the work. Focus is more on generating the numbers, revenues, the R&D, generating the success, innovations for the nation. While doing so, we must take some breaks. Those breaks are to come back on the work table. Not I am on 6-month break, I will see what to do later on. Even if a 6-month break, you are clear कि after 6 महीने के बाद मेरे को करना क्या है. So that is what I wanted to share with my friends, my young Indian friends, that हमें काम करना है, दिल से काम करना है, देश के लिए काम करना है, खुद के लिए काम करना है. Basically, my progress as individual must be in sync with the progress of nation. When nation want us to do extremely well, to conduct deep R&D in the domain of space technology, in the domain of nuclear technologies, in the domain of aircraft manufacturing. So that is where the young generation is coming into play. When we want to have excellent healthcare systems, we want to have excellent defense technologies, we want to have a nation which is moving ahead with strength and courage and pride in the domain of AI and ML, in IT systems. So that is where the Gen Z comes into play, and that is where you people have to hold the flag of nation with a lot of strength, pride and commitment to ensure that we move forward. So I will say we should have courage in our thoughts, self-confidence in our conduct, and should be consistent in making efforts. That is how we as a nation will progress forward, and India will become a developed nation as early as possible. Thank you very much. Have a good day.